Hello and welcome to the 33rd episode of Random Musings. This is season 3, and I think this should be the 9th episode. And I've got another very special guest here. One filter that I've had throughout Random Musings, of course, is all the guests are my very, very, very good friends. But the other filter has always been that I have personally enjoyed all my conversations with these guests, and that's why I always feel that we can make an episode out of our conversation for all of you to hear and maybe realize that, oh, it was worth listening to them. Today's guest is, of course, one of my closest friends. We met during a shoot. We've shot a lot of stuff together, but more importantly, we have spoken about so many topics over so many years that I'm very, very excited about today's episode for the simple reason that we have always ended up talking about the most inane things, but I've always had the most fun talking to him, and whether it's in a bar or in each other's homes or in a group setting, we've talked about sports and movies and general pop culture and Bollywood and bunch of things. I love him personally. There are many common things between the two of us. We both are obsessed with movies. If you followed Quizzing with the Comedians Movies edition, he was the finalist, almost won, and one deserving winner because he loves movies, Hindi, English, South Indian. He loves cricket. He loves acting. He loves comedy. It's genuinely funny. So many things that I can talk about him. But why don't we call the man himself? Give it up for Shantanu Anam. Shantanu. Shantanu is
Thank you.
also a past winner of Quizzing with the Comedians. He won the Flipkart edition of Quizzing with the Comedians. I
Yes.
forgot about that. Welcome, Shantanu. Welcome finally on Random Musings.
Thank you. Thank you so much, brother. Yes, like you mentioned, every conversation has been too much fun.
Too much fun.
Yeah. On set, in waiting rooms, in changing rooms, in vanity vans,
Yeah.
in bars, of course. Not as much anymore
Yes.
because we are very busy. But
Yes.
hopefully, in bars again.
Yes, definitely. Shantanu, I want to start today's conversation about our mutual interest area, which is Indian cinema. And I know both you and I are obsessed with movies. Our conversations are littered with movie references. There are sometimes that in a room there is a reference that both only you and I get, and we exchange that look. From very mainstream references to some oddball movie from 90s or something that both you and I love. But and you've also been an actor. You've also been a writer now over the past few years. But you've been a movie fan throughout your life. So I want to talk about evolution of Indian cinema. How do you think Indian cinema has evolved, particularly in the last 2 decades? Let's take it from there.
So 2 decades is अपना 2000 के बाद, after 2001-2, right?
Lagan Dil Chahta Hai, that year.
Yeah, Lagan Dil Chahta Hai. I was in fact just thinking about this the other day. I feel like there are many parallel tracks that are running in the Indian film industry, and sometimes they go in circles, right? I feel if you see Dil Chahta Hai, you think that a film like that would release. Weirdly enough, a film like that released and did terrible numbers on its first 48 hours, and then suddenly some trade analyst somewhere realized that there's a spike in multiplexes, so they cancelled single screen shows and then decided to plaster more shows in multiplexes. But what the 1%er media popularized it as was a film that was changing the fabric of how Bollywood movies are made. But उसके 5 साल बाद हमको दीवाना कर गए, and Raj Kanwar and extremely mid-90s cinema, where Anil Kapoor would swoop in as the evil supporting actor who was about to take the heroine away. He would Ramta Jogi his way into the second half, and then, very with a lot of magnanimity and benevolence, let her go to her asli ashik in the climax. Type of cinema also was there and thriving, like the fact that Sunil Darshans and Dharmesh Darshans and Mera Dil Jis Dil Pe Fida Hai type of stuff was happening, means it did change the fabric. It basically just told the cool people कि तुम one like the urban center and people in metros and all that, hey, you can demand cinema for yourself. You are a big enough diaspora that
Hmm.
there can be content that is curated for you. And I feel like that's what happens every time. Na?
Hmm.
A Dil Chahta Hai happens and suddenly a Saif has a spike in relevance because
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever penetrated the mind of a man in Itarsi
Yeah.
or the Bilaspur.
Yeah.
I've hardly thought of Saif being on anyone's sort of minds over there. पर वो जो spike रहता है उसके बाद, it was very interesting because Dil Chahta Hai caused a spike of this sort of ethos of a metrosexual male
Hmm.
in a metropolitan city in a multiplex theater being your hero. And that led to a barrage. And by barrage, I mean like at least a 5 film Yash Raj contract for a bunch of guys where suddenly the Vivek Oberoys who had started out with the dums suddenly were like, hey, maybe this dum is not the energy or the positioning that I need. Maybe a Kyun Ho Gaya Na or a Sathiya or whatever that he was doing fairly well. And same goes for Hrithik from straight from Hum Tum to the Amisha Patel Yellow Bikini movie was trying to do the cater to that type of audience. But because it's cyclical, I feel like at some point Boni Kapoor and Prabhu Deva had to come together and capitalize on Salman Khan's new image and put out a Wanted or a Pokeri remake that they made, which eventually led to people believing that okay, maybe Tata Sky Showcase and whatever the Dish TV counterpart is what Saif deserves. Vivek deserves. He doesn't deserve my hard-earned money where I'll put my meat in a seat. So again, tentpole cinema has sort of came back around then, I would say. Of course, there was another breakthrough in R&D where basically जब तक एक technological breakthrough नहीं होता है, it's very interesting to look at the evolution of Indian cinema in the last 2 decades from the days of Saif Ali Khan's career, actually, now that I say it out loud. Every time there's any advent in technology, Saif has a spurt of relevance. Every time there's an ad, like when multiplex cinemas come, he becomes relevant again. When OTTs come, he becomes relevant again. And now God knows whether he'll be the first, I don't know, virtual reality movie star or what he'll do. But it'll be an interesting page, I think, Saif Ali Khan's when you look back at cinema, at least in the last 20 years. Because if you think about it, Karan Johar, another, like if you were to look at the last 2 decades in terms of defining names, right? Some people are consistent. Like what was a Shah Rukh Khan, I would say 20 years ago, or a little shy of 20 years ago, maybe 19 saal pehle, or what was 2004, right? 2004 was the year of Mehuna, Swades, and Veer Zara, if I'm not mistaken. This was the year, right? 2004. If you look at what he was doing back then, the gall to do a movie like Swades, which was brilliant, but also paced in that Clint Eastwoody, like Ashutosh Gawarikari. It's a slow burn sort of storytelling that they were doing there. Meets Madan Mohan ka music, meets the ridiculousness of what Mehuna was, which was my favorite, I think, of the three.
Yeah.
अगर उसमें और आज में फर्क देखो, you'll realize that there were actors who were still willing to play around. Like at least the bigger superstars were still willing to play around with the kind of scripts that they were doing. You would expect the same guy doing a Swades to follow it up with a Mehuna a month later. Like I don't see the scope of cinema like that being made. I don't see even the finer actors around, like Rajkumar Rao. I don't like Rajkumar Rao is the best, but would I see Rajkumar Rao do something as outlandish or even get offered something as outlandish as the Mehuna, counter some of the more substance-backed cinema that he's doing, I mean, I honestly don't know. But I don't know. You tell me, KV. What do
That's
you think?
fascinating, Shantanu. This is one of the most intrigued I've been on random musing purely because as self-proclaimed historians or of Hindi cinema, I think we've always said that Dil Chahta Hai was the turning point in Indian film industry, and Dil Chahta Hai had changed everything, and it was revolution. It was a great movie that I'm not taking out. Okay, but the fact that you just flipped that narrative around is just beautiful, Shantanu. I can't, and I mean everything is making sense. You're right, like the kind of cinema that was being made before Dil Chahta Hai continued to be made after Dil Chahta Hai. The only thing, like you said, is that the multiplex audience realized that oh, हमारे लिए भी movie बन सकती है और बननी चाहिए. Oh, cool cinema. That's crazy, man. Oh, oh man.
Who are the, I don't know, who were meant to be the faces of this millennium? Like, I think who was around 20 years ago? Like, even because it's a, हमारा ये superstar, it's a, the industry revolves around stars also, ना? जैसे आज कोई मेरे को कोई बता रहा था that Animal के whatever bumper advance box office opening में the next one of these Joginder Tuteja type film trade guys was saying that after Hrithik Roshan, this is the birth of the next superstar, Ranbir Kapoor, just purely on the basis of some random global box office number that they're going to claim as an opening. But I honestly think that culture they have to let go of. Like that, the next superstar, the next thing. I feel 2000s ke baad, whoever has come, have we even had a superstar since the 2000s is what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know, when Shahid Kapoor is a good example, I think, of this, because not only did he come around that time, but he also seems like someone who was really chasing that superstardom that existed with erstwhile actors like him, which is so weird because he. Anyway, we can get back to Shahid Kapoor in a while, I think. Because I feel like that I go into a slightly judgmental phase when it comes to him. Because with someone with such a gift to work well with good directors, like his priorities have always been led him astray. Like,
Yeah,
अच्छी बात करने की जगह गंदी बात करने का मन करता है.
Oh man, I have a feeling this will be a long episode, so I'll try and cut
Sure. Cut.
and go to next topics that we've thought of, because again this is not just a very interesting topic, this Indian cinema in the last 2 decades and overall also, that is crazy. The superstardom, for instance, people keep saying Ranveer Singh is the next superstar, and Varun Dhawan for a while in his first 5-6 movies was touted as the because every movie was a hit and all that. But legit, I recently posted a Insta story or something that when I saw Jailer by Rajnikant, and I was like, he's the only superstar. Don't try. You can't even match. You know what I mean? Like Ranveer Singh still has Jayesh Jordar of the world that just come and leave from and circus. But that's not a superstar release. You know what I mean? A superstar release is something else.
A superstar release means कि अगर टट्टी भी परोस रहे हैं तो हमको तो खाना भी और ताली भी मारनी है ना, basically. Content and superstars don't go hand in hand. The idea is a superstar should serve his fans garbage and we must worship it. No, and I would claim Pathan is a very good example of that.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, the worst film in the Yash Raj spyverse by far. Some of that क्या है वो chicken pox जो हो जाता है वो bio warfare sequences है ना.
Oh my God, yes.
Terrible stuff. But अब है ना, पठान भाई आए हैं, so that is what the superstar is. You're there, you're rooting for him. You know whatever it is you have to lap up. That I haven't seen anywhere. I'm talking about, of course, Hindi language superstars.
Correct. Because when we enter South, it's a
हाँ
It's a
वहाँ तो
whole
सबको,
new territory, literally also, and otherwise
yeah,
also.
yeah, everyone is a superstar है.
Yeah, yeah,
Everyone from your Mahesh Babus to Junior NTRs to Naveen Polishettis to
yeah.
Ram Charan's, everyone is a very, very big.
Yeah, I mean, I know, Shantanu, we can talk about Hindi cinema for hours and hours, but we'll try and go to a different topic, but related topic, because I know that one obsession that you have is with people that nobody seems to talk about. Like, you will talk about Deepak Tijoris of the world, you will talk about Arman Kohlis of the world, you will talk about Sumit Saigals of the world. I don't know. There are just so many of these Razak Khans of the world that nobody talks about. Mushtaq. So I know you have a lot to say about this brigade that you only call
मुश्ताक
the
खान is हम
almost
जापान से आया हूँ ना.
what?
मुश्ताक खान is हम जापान से आया हूँ. हमें राई प्यार के में जो फैक्ट्री में असिस्टेंट होता है आमिर का. ही इज वेरी गुड. हम जापान से आया हूँ. ही इज ट्रेन्ड इन वर्किंग इन अ फैक्ट्री इन जापान. एंड वो हर 2 मिनट में if आमिर सेज एनीथिंग कॉन्डिसेंडिंग वो रोने लगता है. हम जापान से आया हूँ सर. वेरी गुड मैन यार. टाई वाई पहन के आता है रोज फैक्ट्री.
So what is this almost made it brigade that you want to talk about, Shantanu?
So across genres, across industries,
Hmm.
I think one can say that I've always been fascinated by the people who almost made it. They were on the anvil, they did the right things, and then somehow luck played a
Yeah.
role in it. Like I think a lot of people are in there. Like I won't even talk about say Razak Khan in this list.
Huh.
I'm saying Vivek Oberoi level.
Hmm.
I'm saying because Razak Khan in his universe made it.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I say almost made it, I mean Vivek Oberoi,
Hmm.
and Ambati Raidu.
Huh.
Yeah, these
Hmm. Hmm.
these type of names are the ones that Amit Sana, of
Hmm.
course,
Hmm.
he almost made it as
Huh.
Indian Idol season 1.
Hmm.
These are the people who fascinate me a lot. These are the people I follow on Instagram to see their
Huh.
lives very, very closely.
Huh.
I love to watch their lives unfold.
Hmm.
And like some of these I've done for a while, like maybe 5-6 saal se I've been following some lives. Like Amit Sana, I follow very closely.
Hmm.
And what I like to notice in them that is it evident? Is the bitterness evident even on the social media? Like does it translate?
Hmm.
Or are people more well adjusted than I'm giving them credit
Hmm.
for?
Hmm.
And invariably, what I've realized is that it stings.
Okay.
Every single person who had the opportunity and either themselves or by virtue of some misfortune, luck wise, happened to squander or
Huh.
lose that opportunity is not happy.
Hmm.
Just categorically unhappy,
Hmm.
or doing a really good job of projecting a personality, but the
Hmm.
cracks in the veneer are very easy.
Hmm.
I love watching Vivek Oberoi's social media.
Hmm.
Clearly, no. To make a generalization like that they're unhappy is perhaps a little unfair.
Hmm. Hmm.
But perhaps it's a fascination that also involves a person projecting a lot of their insecurities when you look
Hmm.
at people like this.
Hmm.
Because the type of person who's like, oh shit,
Hmm.
that may be my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Like, reach the anvil of something huge and
Yeah.
then not let it sort of
Yeah.
capitalize into the ultimate goal that or vision that you have for yourself. वो नहीं होगा. So that's why I tend to obsess with these people, but to bring it back to the names of
Hmm.
some people that I really
Hmm.
enjoy.
Hmm.
And the things that could have gone differently. Say, for
Yeah.
instance, the first half. Vivek maybe shouldn't have done the press conference, that of course we all know. Ambati Raidu shouldn't have picked that fight with Shivlal Yadav's son when Arjun Yadav, when they were playing whatever Ranji, Hyderabad Ranji team mein. Stupid decision, right? You're young, you pick a fight with someone. That guy happens to be Shivlal Yadav's son. Shivlal Yadav goes on to be selector for years of the Indian cricket team. Like, I don't even know if he did a decade probably as selector. And yeah, you whacked his son on a fucking cricket field, And yeah, good luck. Congrats to Vijay Shankar, basically.
Yeah.
The almost made it brigades, mein na, I don't know what are there some names that
Yeah,
come.
I was thinking, see, almost made in brigade is again very curious topic that you brought to this table, because it's all about ifs and buts, no, for these people. Like, अगर ये चल के ऐसा हो जाता तो life ऐसा हो जाता. It's
Harman, if Hrithik didn't exist, Harman was a star.
correct. See, if I don't know that Ashutosh Gowarikar movie he did, the Zodiac sign.
Okay.
Huh.
What's your Rashi? Even
What's
that
your Rashi? If that movie worked, like, I don't know if it became a blockbuster, you don't know.
Love Story 2050, he did a sci-fi film also.
So you never know, because not that the whole successful films are great films, right? So you never know, yaar. ऐसा थोड़ा इधर उधर. It's very it's crazy, this whole topic.
But
It's
social media does this. I feel like now the advantage is that there are outlets for people like Imran Khan to make
yeah.
a resurgence. Like if you have you been following Imran Khan's social
I
media?
saw some Delhi Belly interview. No, not social media.
Imran Khan for the last 6 months has been posting about his journey in the industry, what went wrong, what he did wrong, and how his relationship with himself and the industry was very bad. How a couple is flopping. Basically, he went on to say some very cool stuff. Like people told him he was too thin. He got coerced into taking anabolic steroids to bulk up to do kidnap and all. Like it was a, and he was saying because and everyone's like, bro, तेरे को जरूरत क्या थी, bro? You were the जाने तू या जाने ना boy. Like
Yeah.
you were absolutely adorable. I think now, thanks to these type of outlets being there,
Correct.
second winds are so much easier.
Yeah.
Where and Imran, I'm sure, will come back. Imran, all of them are back, right? And everyone who you think would go away, like chalo, but that still I would say comes into a resurgence or a second wind category. If you have to stick to the ones who didn't, just about missed it.
Yeah.
There are so many people. There's the Sneha Ullal, the Gagan Khoda.
Yeah.
Gagan Khoda, of course, brilliant 89 on debut, if you remember.
Yeah.
Big fan of Rohan Gavaskar.
Yeah.
One remembers that catch, that 3-wicket haul,
Yeah.
50-50 he scored also.
Yeah.
But a couple of things here and there, and they could be somewhere else.
Fair.
Depends what POV you're looking at it from.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Shantanu, I know we are talking about almost made it till we are talking about cricket. So I wanna take you to one of your favorite cricketers and personality who made it and is one of the greatest cricketers of our in cricket history, Yuvraj Singh. I know you've been a fan apart from your obsession with Ambati Raidu, so that falls into the almost made it category. But Yuvraj Singh, you've been a big fan of, and of course, a lot of us have been. Like Yuvraj, I think first memory for most people would be that 2000 Champions Trophy in Nairobi, and India is a country that it hasn't, especially in 90s, didn't know like all rounders. Like Robin Singh was the closest to a good all rounder, and then this guy comes who's so stylish, so fantastic, and then very soon he gives that legendary NatWest final, and then he becomes a mainstay of Indian cricket. And then of course 2007 Stewart brought six sixes, and then 2011 World Cup, and then a lot of personal cancer, etc., etc. He has had a crazy life to be followed. But I want your view on the one and only Yuvraj Singh.
My short form cricket, ODIs and T20. First cricketer from India I would put on the World 11, Yuvraj Singh. Over Sachin, over Virat, over Rohit. I feel Rohit's gift, Rohit's flourish, Virat's tenacity. People talk about the recent World Cup where we played fantastically. I don't understand क्यों बेचारों को परेशान करते रहते हैं इतना. We had such a stellar World Cup, and then in the final, of course, whatever, it wasn't our day. It was a bad toss to lose. But who we need is a Yuvraj Singh, because every single World Cup we won because of him. I think every single World Cup we've won, he's been man of the tournament. And still we have this other vapid left-hander just battling for credit on the World Cup victory, just squawking away on national television every day. But Yuvi has never said a word. Sure, Dhoni gets a lot of credit for that World Cup win, but it's the wrong left-hander who's crying for it, in my opinion. Like, Yuvraj, 100% the World Cup was his. He उसके भी दो है ना, like see for Yuvraj you have to look understand what type of banda he is. Like for someone who admittedly has a very unhealthy relationship with the sport, someone who has gone on to record to say that because of the relationship with whatever his father or whatever, he used to hate cricket. He used to hate playing it, but he didn't know anything else. And he was so good at it, which is also because of his father, I presume, because of the way he probably trained him. But for a guy to continue to do something that is yeah, you know, how many, if you look at it from a mental health perspective, what he did throughout his career is phenomenal. Have a toxic relationship with your profession and then continue to go and give it out 100% match after match. And of course, then fight terrible illnesses, do so silently while playing for India. I think Yuvraj Singh has one of those things na. It's like he's a jigra wala banda. Like I feel like that type of colossal jigra वो निकला ही नहीं है कहीं यहाँ पे. And then you hear, put him in perspective of where he is, put him contextually. And suddenly you're hearing that Manu Sharma and Vikas Yadav have fled after killing Jessica Lal and are hanging out at Yuvraj Singh's bloody farmhouse in Chandigarh. And you're just trying to imagine this boy, right? Just trying to play his sport. And then there's obviously this father who's a colorful, you know, clearly a colorful, perhaps a somewhat troubled soul, to be born to that family, to have so many distresses at home, and still maintain that personality that he did, you know. जो earlier लोगों को समझ नहीं आती थी ना, लोगों को लगता था कि ओ युवराज तो बहुत स्टाइल मारता है, युवराज तो बहुत वो करता है. But compare him to what kids are now. He was nothing. He was just a chill guy, just trying to get by. And easily the easiest to root for cricketer India has produced. For me.
But there has also been this whole narrative, I don't know where it comes from, but this whole Yuvraj versus Dhoni narrative.
First of all, this Dhoni versus Yuvraj thing, the father is responsible. You know, the father has gone on to say thing after thing about Dhoni. He ended my son's career. Yeah. And Yuvraj has had to repeatedly come and say, please don't listen to my dad. He has a problem. I don't know how much of a problem they might have had. Do I think Dhoni should have come up the order in the World Cup final over Yuvraj? No. He should have let Yuvraj go. Because whatever, 1 over Muthia Muralidharan ka wo dekh leta. I feel like this justification of Yuvi can't play Murali at all, while there may be statistical backing to it, I feel like the emotional space in which Yuvraj was and the touch that he was in, he should have finished the World Cup for us. But, you know, that's what it is. Yuvraj and Dhoni are such different boys, right? Like one raised on a Chandigarh farmhouse, one from extremely humble beginnings. There's bound to be a clash when they would have met at their under 17 or under 19 level. I can understand why one personality type would be wary of the other. But I don't think between the two of them, I think there's so much in common, right? The resilience, the strength, the general disrespect that they could show to bowlers, you know, there's so much in which is similar, that I would assume that if Yuvraj had kept wickets instead of bowling those little off, what would you even call them? Were they off breaks or what were they?
Yeah, left arm
Off break type का ही डालता था.
only. Yeah. Left arm slow.
Left arm slow according to Cricket 97.
Yeah.
Yuvraj Singh.
Yeah.
But
everything.
But if he'd kept wickets, then I don't know. I don't know what the team would have looked like.
Yeah, fair, fair. Shantanu, I wanna now talk about our last topic for the episode and one of my favorite topics in life, apart from cricket and Bollywood, um, is I often on random musings with my guests, I often think of what is that one everlasting memory with this person, and for every time I think of my favorite memory with you, I get back to this morning in Delhi when I had come to your place, and it was not a formal, like a planned breakfast. I was there and I was staying, and you said, let's have breakfast at home and then we'll see what we are doing through the day. And I came, and I think Auntie brought some breakfast and all. And it was so tasty. And there were so many dishes in the breakfast. And I was like, Shantu, इतना arrange करने का जरूरत नहीं था. And you said something on the lines of, नहीं है, यही है normal breakfast. ऐसा ज्यादा extra नहीं किया तेरे लिए. And I was like, भाई तू ये खाता है? And I know that for you, it's also because of your parents, it's like two cultures. There is North Kashmir and there is South Telugu, and they have combined in your household, which has given you great food throughout your life. But not just your house, you love eating just like I do. Wherever we go, wherever we travel, and we've both grown up in Delhi. So I want to talk about the food in Delhi, and yeah, let's take it from there. What do you think of food in Delhi?
Oh wow, ये जल्दी कैसे निपटाओगे? So yeah, to acknowledge, home food always great for me. We usually they find a unifying कि हम यहाँ से हैं, मॉम यहाँ से, डैड यहाँ से, बट हमारे घर में खाना ऐसा बनता है. हमारे घर में सब कुछ बना है. हम we would have damalu, nadru, vadru, monjhak, something that I'm sure you're also exposed to now. The
Now,
Kashmir
yes, yes.
cuisine now is an
Now I know
integral
these
part of
words, Nadru and all.
integral part of your life also.
Yeah, yeah,
So growing up outside of the North Indian and South Indian and Kashmiri food that I had at home, I had a quite a strange relationship with food. Like, and I feel like ये होता है, like this also needs to be addressed. Like people who have weight management issues or obesity issues को हमेशा ना उनका relationship खाने के साथ थोड़ा या तो अनहेल्दी होता है जनरली, या तो यू आर वेरी obsessed with it, you use it as an emotional response, या तुम्हें शर्म आती है उससे. I think with years of therapy, I've reached to a point where I realized that hey, some of my happiest memories have just been loafing around the streets of Delhi,
yeah,
eating food, and there's no need to look down upon those sort of culinary experiences that I've had,
yeah.
and which gets me to, my God, let's go through this fast. Okay, let's do a.
No, no. Take your time. No, no, don't
No,
worry.
no, I want to do this fast. I want
Huh,
to tell you what all I love. I
huh.
love Bengals. Okay, Bengals has in
Yeah,
CP, it has these amazing chicken patty, mutton
yeah,
patty, and mutton
yeah.
shakti. Every time I go there to CP, I have to get that.
Yes.
But अगर CP में पार्किंग भरी हुई है ना, जो बंगाली मार्केट चले जाओ, वहीं
Yeah,
से दो रेडियल आउटर जाओ, कॉपरनिकस पकड़ के गेट योर एस टू मंडी हाउस,
yeah.
वहां पे लेफ्ट लो, गो टू द मंडी, द बंगाली मार्केट में नथु पेस्ट्री शॉप है.
Hmm,
They make the same replica. I think they poached the Wengers का
hmm,
patty वाला बंदा,
hmm,
and then they make the same patties and the tarts and the shami kebabs and everything.
hmm,
If you're feeling desi, Bengali market is a great place for chole bhature. I think
hmm,
it's either side of the road, Nathu's
hmm,
or Bengali market, whichever Bengal sweet house, जिस side भी आपको जाना है, I think
hmm,
that's great. I am a very, very big fan of chole bhature.
hmm,
I've done, in fact, I think when in Bombay, I don't know if you know, but
hmm,
Nagpal ke chole bhature is in
hmm,
Bombay now.
hmm, hmm,
They've got a franchise here, which is a
hmm,
kilometer away from my home, which was not
hmm.
a good thing for me. और क्योंकि
Huh,
मैंने 3-4 दिन I was like, नहीं अब तो आए हैं यार, अब रोज
hmm,
तो मंगाना पड़ेगा.
huh,
Like, they're not going anywhere.
yeah,
रोज मंगाने की जरूरत नहीं है. But I think everything, I went to Delhi University, South Campus, Venki. Venki में college से बाहर निकलो, so your relationship with food is very simple.
yeah,
Momos, great. Tandoori momos, you go to
yeah,
QDs.
yeah,
Normal momos, you're on the street. Momos, gravy momos, all of that. You have all types of rolls. A
yeah,
roll that which weirdly enough Delhi would do, right? That the
Yeah.
best Calcutta roll you can eat in India is, I think, in Delhi. Like a Chaurangi roll, technically, I think would qualify in the content category food bucket of a Calcutta roll. And a Chaurangi roll beats any other roll if you look at it from a chicken POV. Of course, not looking at आपके निजाम्स के mutton keemas and double mutton, double eggs, the oily paratha ones. I don't know. I feel like we need to break it into segments. Growing up, we used to be very. My parents, we didn't do a lot of street food, but we used to do very like nice, modest eateries. Na, so Moti Mahal would be a regular feature that we would do. Moti Mahal really stayed with me. Their dal makhani till date is one of the go-to dal makhnis. Their Afghani tikka and their dal makhani, I think, is something that I every time try and get. वहां भी जाते तो निरुल्लास जाते थे. I don't know how to explain to someone who's not lived in Delhi कि निरुल्लास क्या चीज है. कि मैं बर्गर भी वहीं का खाऊंगा, दाल मखनी भी वहीं का खाऊंगा, पिज्जा भी वहीं का खाऊंगा, आइसक्रीम भी वहीं की खाऊंगा, मटन चॉप भी वहीं का खाऊंगा, रोक के दिखा बहन के लोड़े. Like that's the, और ये पूरा टेबल भर के खाऊंगा. And we used to do a lot of nirullas, used to do a lot of that. We used to go to AP Bhavan a lot.
Of course.
The general hot meals, not even for the biryani, just the meals, and you get the mutton fry on the side. You know what's a recent favorite though? Before I move to Old Delhi and we get into side kya kya bakwas hoti hai, I really like Potbelly. I don't know if you've been to Potbelly yet. It's in Bihar Bhavan.
Oh, no, I haven't been.
It's in Bihar Bhavan and it's also there in Shapur Jat. Bihari restaurant. Bihari non-veg cuisine.
Yeah, okay.
Best Champaran mutton, meat pakoras, what are they called? Bedmi puris that they serve, the puris that they serve with a spicy mutton, Bihari style mutton curry. Terrific. बहुत अच्छा khana. That's been a recent discovery, I think last 2-3 years. So I've been going there very often. Chole matra nahi milta hai yahan. The other day I drove to fucking Malad yaar, and I was fucking looking because I heard कि Delhi style chole kulche मिलते हैं वहां पे. निकल गया शाम को, and it's there. It's on Zomato. Malad में दिल्ली वाला छोला कुलचा or something. It's not. It's not. No, उनको साफ पानी डाल रहे थे उसमें. गटर का है.
Yeah, but yeah, you were saying then you want to talk about.
Let's do Old Delhi. Yeah, of course. See, there are naysayers in the parathe. There are naysayers of the parathe. Na? There's the bro, it's completely fried, man. It's a fucking puri, yaar. Wale bande hain. There's, but whatever the fuck it is, don't call it a paratha, man. Just eat it, yaar.
Yeah.
इतनी अच्छी चीज है, मत बुला उसको पराठा. जो भी बना के दे रहे खा ले. There's the lotan, this. And then, of course, you have to talk about Al Jawahar and curries.
Yes.
Standard order every time. Mutton badami, mutton pasanda, sheermal, walk out. That's what we've been doing since I was 18 years old. It's been 15 saal ho gaye. I've been having the same food over there. When I can't go there, I order Alcozar. Because मेरे घर से हमेशा 500 मीटर के डिस्टेंस पे एक अल्कोजर रहा है. मैं हड़को प्लेस में था तो वहां पे होती थी. फिर मैं सरदार पटेल मार्ग शिफ्ट हो गया तो मालचा मार्ग में एक अल्कोजर होता था. और अब हम गुड़गांव में रहते हैं तो वहां पे भी सुपर मार्ट गलेरिया में एक अल्कोजर है. सो एवरी टाइम I've moved somewhere, that fucking Varki paratha and kaloti has followed me. So I'm just if we are discussing Delhi food and eating Delhi food. In fact, I see you now, KV, when you do your food videos. और बड़ा FOMO होता है. I'm like, bro, one day I need to go with him. Bittu, you can do the bittu tikki wala?
BTW is my favorite fucking aloo tikki in the world.
BTW तो करना पड़ेगा.
दही और अनार वनार डाल के भाई वो मील है यार. वो आलू टिक्की भैंस की आंख क्या याद दिला दिया यार.
मैंने कल अपनी पहली बार खुद दही जमाई. on an unrelated note, I just want to put this out in the universe कि ये कट भी जाए तो कहीं तो किसी ने तो सुन लिया है ये कि कल शांतनु ने पहली बार अपनी दही जमाई है, and I know there'll be someone out there who will be proud of me. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
श्रेया ताना मार रही है मेरे को, what is wrong with you? But yeah.
Okay. So yeah, no, of course, I completely am with you, Shantanu. As a food connoisseur, the kind of, especially the range that Delhi offers, it also comes from history because Delhi has had so many effects, like so impacts of so many cultures. It's been capital for centuries. So from the Turks and Afghans and Mughals to even earlier from the Rajputs and the Jats who used to rule, and the Chauhans, and then later then the British came, and then post partition the Punjabis, Khatris, and everything. And it's, you see it everywhere. You go to Shahjahanabad, like Old Delhi, and you see it in the Daulat ki chaat, you see it in the jalebi, you see it in the Shishganj Gurudwara ka little bit, like the fruit cream that you get there. You see the Nahari in Old Jama Masjid ke samne, Matiya Mahal, and you spoke about Moti Mahal. That's literally where butter chicken and dal makhani was invented. So I mean, Delhi is just Delhi in terms of food, no comparison. Cool, Shantanu. That brings us to the end of our beautiful, as expected, insane topics and conversation. One of the most fun random musings episode, and one of the most diverse topics, from Yuvraj Singh to Delhi food to evolution of Indian cinema. Okay, so Shantanu, now we'll move to our favorite part, which is the rapid fire. Rapid fire on random musings is very simple. There are just 10 questions. The only thing is you have to answer without thinking, and then we'll go back to your answers. And if you want to add anything for like 30 seconds, one or two seconds on these, I think you've already answered some of them, but we'll see. Okay, rapid fire with Shantanu. Question number 1. Your favorite cricket memory?
Favorite cricket memory? Went to watch a Ranji Trophy match where Harbhajan Singh was playing. I've said this to you once on the slam book also, but Harbhajan Singh came, made fun of me for eating too much and gave me a hug. Went on to take 32 wickets in 3 matches immediately a week after. So I made us win that Australia series. I made him the Terminator.
Wow. Favorite Hindi movie?
Favorite Hindi movie? I can't think. Rang De Basanti. Sure.
Okay. Favorite English movie?
Favorite English movie? Jumanji.
Okay. Favorite Telugu movie?
Favorite Telugu movie would be Nuvastanante Noddantana.
Okay, मैं तो pronounce नहीं कर पाऊंगा, but
Nuvastanante Noddantana. तुम बुलाओगे तो मैं क्या मना करूंगा?
Okay, आते हैं इसमें. Favorite restaurant in Delhi?
Favorite restaurant in Delhi will be Moti Mahal.
Okay. Favorite restaurant in Mumbai?
Favorite restaurant in Mumbai is a place called Sheetal Bukhara in Khar, telephone exchange के सामने.
Of course, yes. Favorite actor?
Ranveer Singh.
Okay.
Feels
Favorite
weird.
song?
Favorite song will be तुझसे नाराज नहीं जिंदगी हैरा हूं मैं.
Okay. Biggest difference between Delhi and Mumbai?
Biggest difference between Delhi and Mumbai is Delhi is like a dog and Mumbai is like a cat. Mumbai is apathetic, cold, and doesn't want to be touched. Delhi is overbearing, wants you, and is completely in your personal space the whole time.
Wow. Favorite book?
Favorite book would be English August.
Wow. Oof. Okay, Chandu will go back to all of these answers and see if you want to add something to your answers. Favorite cricket memory? I think you've already spoken about your Ranji Harbhajan Singh story, so we'll let it be. Favorite Hindi movie? RDB. I know you're obsessed with Siddharth. I know you're obsessed with his character in RDB, and you love RDB. But do you want to say something about RDB for like 30 seconds?
Yeah, sure. Rang De Basanti for me, for a lot of people, it resonated for the same reason. We were all feeling like being like rebelling or being anti-establishment and had no cause to because we were that young.
Yeah.
And I just remember it stirring something up in me. Very rarely has any film done that. I think that and Kamine are the only two Indian
Hmm.
films that have made me feel that way. And I think it was a factor of the age I was and the
Huh.
angst I had,
Hmm.
and how authentic and fun it was.
Yeah, yeah. But I have to request that one line from Siddharth if you want to do.
आपका पैसा है, पड़े पड़े सड़ जाता है. इस चीज पे सबसे ज्यादा इमोशनल. कोई भी देश परफेक्ट नहीं होता, उसे परफेक्ट बनाना पड़ता है. Started smoking because of that fucking film. छूट नहीं रही है.
Favorite English movie, Jumanji? You want to say why Jumanji?
Yeah, childhood.
Okay,
Jumanji was
fair.
my go-to film. I loved it. I hate that they've made so many parts now. There's
So
so
many
many,
Jumanjis. Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
bastardizations with The Rock
Yeah.
Johnson that happened.
Ben
But
Johnson, Kevin Hart. Yeah, yeah.
बहुत अच्छी थी. Robin Williams, first of all, and just the
Yeah,
fact that it captures you in that way, na, that a little kid and his board game can make
yeah,
him travel that far.
yeah, yeah. Favorite Telugu movie? You want to talk
Okay,
about,
this is
like, for a
again, yeah,
non-Telugu watching audience, what is the movie you're talking
Nu
about?
Vastanante Ne Noddantana is a movie directed by Prabhudeva. It stars Trisha Krishnan, Prakash Raj, and no, Trisha Krishnan and Siddharth Narayan. It was his
Oh,
launch as a Telugu mainstream hero. He had
okay.
done Mani Ratnam's Boys before this, and then he did Nu Vastanante.
Shankar's Boys.
Sorry, he done
Huh.
Shankar. Mani Ratnam produced it, nahi? Yeah,
Maybe.
Mani
Huh,
Ratnam is involved in
might.
Boys.
Huh, huh.
And then he did this as the
So
lead.
this came before Bomarillu, after Bomarillu in terms of time?
Before. This is launch.
Before. Okay.
This was the launch. And if I was to explain the story is a cross between Maine Pyar Kiya and Pyar Kiya To Darna Kya. It's
Okay.
basically rich entitled boy meets a girl. Girl gets insulted for being gold digger, goes back to village. Guy goes back to village. He says, prove your worth by working in the fields. And
Okay.
that generic, you know the trope. It's
Huh,
pyar kiya
huh,
to darna kya, maine pyar kiya ka mishmash. And
huh,
eventually wins the heart of the girl's elder brother by tilling
huh.
the field, and then usko US le jata hai basically.
Wow.
This was remade into a Hindi film again, which launched the Torani's son, Girish.
Ah,
Ramaiya Vastavaiya.
Ramaya Vastavaiya, of course.
जीने लगा हूँ.
पहले से ज्यादा. But Trisha, I love. I absolutely love Trisha. I don't think there are many actresses except, of course, the one and only Urmila Matondkar. But I just
I
like
thought that was a photo of Manvi's that you were pointing at.
only
That's a
Urmila forever.
photo of Urmila Matondkar on the wall.
Yes, always. Shantanu.
She
One
comes to the salon in
true
front
love.
of my house.
Really?
Uh,
Milwa de yaar. If I meet her, my Bombay phase of my life will be complete. Then I'll think of like doing something else in life. This was the reason I came to Bombay, to meet Urmila once. Oh God. Anyway, Trisha, yeah, I saw Leo also a couple of days ago. Trisha, magnificent as ever. Anyway, restaurant in Delhi, you talked about Moti Mahal. I think we talked about Moti Mahal.
yeah.
Now, Mumbai, quickly want to talk about Sheetal Bukhara.
Okay, Sheetal Bukhara is not it's a fancy place, not want to put it down, but it's not your average fare to go on a Friday, Saturday night. A lot of people now get very irritated with me because मैं straight suggest करता हूँ Friday या Saturday को 9 बजे ही चले जाते हैं. Let's just get a couple of drinks there and like eat there. What I love personally is their chura paratha. They have a chura paratha that they make. Terrific seafood, terrific mutton bhuna. हमको दिल्ली वालों को भुना नहीं समझ आता था ना पहले. ये भुना तो इन लोगों ये बॉम्बे आके ही आई थिंक अप्रिशिएट करना शुरू किया है हमने. Because I don't even think they have a भुना on the दिल्ली के मेन्यू पे ही. वो that Punjabi-fied Mughlai doesn't have your too many bhunas, I would say. But Sheetal Bukhara has my favorite dish, which is their mutton rara. I'm all about a rara. And it's really nice. It's right off Car Telephone Exchange. You can walk. If you get off at car station, you can just walk there. And they have a hotel ऊपर, which makes so much sense क्योंकि नींद बहुत आती है.
Yes. शीतल बुखारा आई नो क्योंकि उसके सामने फैमिली कोर्ट भी है. अगर आपको कोर्ट वेडिंग करनी है इस शहर में तो उसके सामने ही है.
हमने घर भी रजिस्टर कराया था वहां.
वही उसके सामने. फेवरेट एक्टर रणवीर सिंह.
Yeah, actually, when I said it out aloud, I thought to myself, कि क्या बोल रहा है? But you know what? I'm going to admit it because I could say Rajkumar Rao is the finest actor in the country, which he is, in my opinion. But Ranveer Singh is my favorite. I root for him. I think he was terrific in 83. He was terrific in Gully Boy. He's been so good in so many films. And I feel like little bit as the audiences do get, people are a little mean to him, I feel, over silly stuff like him choosing to dress androgynously or to dress in a flamboyant fashion. It really impacts the fact that he is the most versatile actor around by a
Hmm.
mile.
Hmm. Hmm. Fair, correct.
And I
Love
think he'll do a
moments for
damn good
all.
Don.
Yeah, sorry.
He'll do a damn good Don. I have
Oh
a
yeah,
feeling
very excited.
that title promo looked a little like it was shot in a rush.
Yeah.
But I think eventually, if he sinks his teeth into it, he'll kill Don.
Yeah. No, he's a fantastic actor. Like you said, 83, loved him in Gully Boy, loved him in Padmavat, loved him in Bajirao Mastani. He was so good.
Even these Jayesh Bhai, Jordar, Lutera,
Yeah,
Band Baja
okay.
Barat, Rocky
Yeah,
Rani.
yeah. He's good. Yeah. Favorite song you picked, Tutse Naravi? That's not a very Shantanu song. What side of
I
Shantanu am I
have a
missing?
memory with Masoom. I think
Huh.
I was very like I think my parents showed me Masoom when I was very young,
Hmm.
and I saw Masoom thinking it's a children. You like the song ना तो वो पिक्चर दिखा देते हैं तुम्हें कि ये पिक्चर देख लो वो लकड़ी काठी वगैरह इसमें है.
Hmm.
But for some reason, that film really traumatized me. There
Yeah,
are
yeah,
images of Jugal Hansraj like just not getting the love he deserves that I
yeah.
still go to, I still ache for. A lot of the reason why I like Mehuna as a film is because they so nicely shadow the Masoom trope uh,
Yeah,
into it so seamlessly.
yeah.
Meko, yeah, I would say that is a song I play very often.
Hmm.
Uh, the of the older songs, but yes, then of course there's Puttum Pudu Bhumi Vendum also, which is a soft A.R. Rahman song by from Tiruda Tiruda. If I get into that stuff, फिर तो it's very hard to
Yeah,
pick.
yeah,
But my
yeah,
Spotify Wrapped, I can assure one thing.
yeah.
People will probably be able to tell timeline by me mentioning कि जो अभी मेरा Spotify Wrapped आया है,
Huh.
एक अंग्रेजी गाना नहीं आया कहीं पे.
Yeah, yeah. My top artist is also A.R. Rahman, as always, every
हाँ.
year,
A.R.
without.
Rahman, Arijit, Preetam has really made an appearance this year
Yeah.
for me.
But I want to give a shout out to one song that only Shantanu and I love, and we send screenshot to each other every time we listen to that song. It's a song called Chum Chum from the movie Striker. Okay, and this is just a reco for everybody watching. It's a
Very good.
Vishal Bhardwaj music, Vishal Bhardwaj ka music hai, I think.
And
Uh,
Swanand Kirkire, no, Sonu Nigam sang it.
Sonu Nigam
They
has
had
that.
7 music directors on it. That Chandan Arora
Uh,
directed it, na, for
uh,
directed Striker.
uh,
So, क्या है उनका नाम? They had Vishal Bhardwaj made one song. Swanand Kirkire made one song. उन्होंने basically 6-7 music directors
अच्छा.
के साथ album बनाया था.
But this one song is we both love. There is Siddharth. The music video is also quite cute. And the song is great, so we recommend it to everyone. Chum chum, dil ke aate
Yes,
sitar. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. Biggest difference. You gave a great analogy, Shandus. I would want you to talk about it for a minute, like between Delhi and Bombay.
the apathy that a city like Bombay can give you, which is oh, you're here, great. अब अपना काम करो, हमें अपना काम करने दो.
Hmm.
And if you come to me and you know, you want to interact with kind way as a city, I will also probably respond in a kind way to you, but keep your entitlement and expectations low. I feel like that's extremely feline in
Uh,
nature, you know. And not only कि the analogy तो मैंने अभी चलो वो तो बनती है because अगर आप देखते हो Bombay as a city also doesn't offer you enough time nor space to even
hmm.
have a fucking dog.
Hmm.
That's why suddenly animal lovers of
Hmm.
Bombay, and this is gonna sound horrible, but they cop out with cats, I feel.
Yeah.
half the time. Like, you know, there's just a, हाँ उनके लिए डॉग के लिए जगह नहीं है हमारे पास, हाँ ठीक है, इतना प्यार है डॉग से तो बना लो जगह या मैनेज करो. I feel like Bombay just does that. It gives you lesser space, lesser love, lesser affection, and lesser space in terms of literally, and emotionally it gives you a lot of space. तुमको जो करना है करो, बाहर में जाओ. But दिल्ली वैसा नहीं है. दिल्ली में तुम्हारी गान तुम मतलब तुम में घुस के रहेंगे, तुमको चाटेंगे, तुमसे प्यार भी मांगेंगे, तुम्हारा पर्सनल स्पेस वायलेट करेंगे, बार बार भौंकेंगे तुम पे, काटेंगे तुमको, बट गोली मतलब मर जाएंगे तुमको प्यार करते करते बेसिकली, which is why Delhi is a dog.
Okay, one last thing was favorite book. Right, again, one of my favorite books as well. Your favorite book as well. English August, also made into a movie starring Rahul Bose years later.
They've lost it, you know. All the archives have lost the film. I just read it. So you can't find that film anywhere now. English Rahul Bose.
Wow.
I just कल ही मैं कहीं देख रहा था. Great. I was always told by my parents कि UPSC लिखो.
Yes.
Or you know, government join karo. And you know, you'll always get time to do whatever you want to once you join the civil services, you know. Like look at Upanu Chatterjee, you know, he's written a book. I read it, and then I remember being a little young, and I was like, yeah, this is a great read.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit of a deviant. This feels like there's a strong deviance to the book, which I found extremely intriguing back then.
Wow. Cool. Thank you, Shantanu. Thank you for coming to Random Musings. And yeah, thank you, audiences, for loving Random Musing. Thank you, Shantanu, once again for taking out time.
Thank you, brother. Always a pleasure. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.